The border battle remains the biggest media furor in Washington as a House panel voted to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Some pundits on both sides say the Republicans have the wrong target.
Why impeach Mayorkas when the policies came from Joe Biden? Joe Biden is the one that rescinded the policies of Donald Trump with a stroke of a pen.
It is absurd that you have, again, the impeachment of Mayorkas for not doing what Republicans are refusing to do.
Mayorkas has repeatedly defended his handling of the southern border.
It is my testimony that the border is secure, and we are working every day, day and night, to increase its security.
The party line vote comes as the Senate is trying to salvage a bipartisan deal on the border after Donald Trump urged Republicans not to pass it. So, Jason, even some media conservatives are saying, don't impeach Mayorkas. What he's doing is carrying out the boss's policies, Joe Biden's policies at the border.
Well, but if you're going to come to Congress and you're going to lie about it, you're going to go to the American people and say the border is secure. There's no metric that supports that. There's somewhere between 45 and 85,000 unaccompanied minors. Unaccompanied minors. They came across that border. 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, little boys and girls, and this administration can't tell you where they are. They just released them out of the homeland to who knows who for sex trafficking and other types of things. Are you kidding me? Somebody's got to be held accountable for that. The border can be secure. Do what the Border Patrol wants to do. That's what's missing in this whole equation. They will not meet with the Border Patrol.
Okay.
It has been since 2021 since they would meet with the Border Patrol. Why not do what they say?
Lucy, I just want to acknowledge what everybody knows. The border is an absolute disaster, and Alejandro Mayorkas bears some of the responsibility. But the media point out there hasn't been a cabinet officer impeached in 150 years. That was William Belknap in 1876. And that guy was accused of corruption. So is this a case of Republicans holding these impeachment hearings to put a spotlight on what will probably be their #1 campaign issue?
It's a case of Republicans responding to the base that has gone out of its mind and has lost the thread and using tools that are not meant for situations like this over genuine policy disagreements to try to punish a political appointee, and it's not going to work. But I just want to say, because I feel very passionate about this, spare me the idea that Republicans in Congress are impeaching Mayorkas or taking aim at Joe Biden because they care about unaccompanied minors at the border. That is just absolutely absurd. And if that is the case, then they should get with the program and get on board with the bipartisan border bill that has been offered up by members of their own
How
party.
dare you? How dare you?
Go ahead, Jason.
Don't tell me that I don't care about these little kids. Why not pass H.R. 2, which actually passed the Congress?
I said congressional Republicans. I respect.
I used to be in Congress. I was the chairman of a committee in Congress working on this very issue.
One at a time. One at a time, Jason. Jason.
I worked on this issue. I was in Congress. I was a chairman. I was on the immigration subcommittee. We started highlighting the problems on the border. But you know what? Joe Biden came in and changed all of those policies with the stroke of his pen. So don't give me this righteous indignation that Republicans don't care about the kids. If the Democrats cared about the kids, then where are the 85,000 kids? Where are they?
Lucy, I'll let you respond in a second, but I also want you to take on this, which is, since Donald Trump said this will hurt Republicans, don't do anything right now, wait till I get back in office, the media are saying, many are saying he wants the issue but not a solution. But is that fair?
Bingo. Donald Trump does not want immigration reform right now. James Lankford, a member of the Republican Party, a Republican senator himself, talked about how suddenly the appetite for immigration reform has gone out the window because Donald Trump, who, by the way, as far as we know, has not even seen the text of the bill, said this week, basically privately, has been letting members of Congress, both on the Senate and the House side, know that he does not want them to take up immigration reform because he is worried that it will create optics that are good for Joe Biden. That has been reported and vouched for by Republicans. Congressman Chaffetz, I mean no disrespect to you. You are not a current member of Congress. I'm not impugning you at all. It is just the case that Republicans in Congress really seem to have lost their appetite. And I don't think that anyone honestly believes, and if so, then we are very, very far afield here, that Democrats don't care about unaccompanied minor children.
Okay.
But if we all agree we care about the children, then let's pass a bipartisan bill on immigration
Jason.
and come to the table.
Jason, House Speaker Mike Johnson says the bill is DOA, and then he said, well, he did consult with Donald Trump several times about this, thereby, again, giving rise to this notion that this is political in nature.
The Republicans are opposed to this, including President Trump, because of the content of the outlines that have been released out there publicly. Republicans did pass a border bill last year. It was May of 2023. Why don't the Democrats take up that bill? Why, if they're so worried about immigration and they say they need legislation, which they don't. And by the way, the head of the Border Patrol Union, Brandon Judd, will tell you, you don't need new legislation, you don't need more people, and you don't need more money. You need to enforce the current law, with this administration is not doing.
We're out of time, but let me just add that Mike Johnson also says that he's going to do a standalone bill on military aid to Israel, leaving out Ukraine, and I'm sure that will set up another round of battles. Jason Chaffetz and Lucy Caldwell, thanks so much for joining us. Passionate issue, I understand.